Hello and welcome to this week's video. Today I woke up feeling like I need to do something positive and I just need to make the world a better place somehow. So I decided that I was going to make a helpful video for people, and it's for something we all have to go through at some point, and that is first impressions. Now, I have never made a good first impression in my entire life, so instead of telling you what to do, I'm going to tell you what not to do, and hopefully that will go well for you. Step one is prep. Do not eat smelly ass food, do not eat stuff that's going to get in your teeth, and do not eat something that's going to make your hands sticky just before you meet someone. I know all three of those are to do with eating, I don't know why, but yeah, don't do that because you'll stink, you'll look gross, you'll feel gross. You don't want that to be your first impression. The smelly, gross, sticky guy. No. Okay, so don't do any of those things. Another thing to do for the prep is to make sure that you're wearing something that's kind of appropriate for the person you're about to meet. Now, I'd say this goes for meeting anybody for the first time. Try not to look like a homeless person. Not many people appreciate the look of a homeless person. No offence to homeless people, but it's not really a good look. But obviously, at the same time, don't wear a three-piece suit and a top hat because that's too much. You've got to get in the perfect zone. If you're meeting an old person, maybe dress a bit smarter. If you're meeting somebody like a friend of a friend, a bit more casual. I don't know. So, no hobo, no posh twat. Okay? Somewhere in the middle. I guess you could look like a homeless person and wear a three-piece suit, because then you'd be like, what the is going on? Okay, so that's it with the preparation part. Now to the terrifying part and talking to somebody that you've never met before. So first things first, assess the situation. You don't want to say, hey, what's up man, to somebody's nan. No. And you don't want to go, hello sir, how are you faring this lovely afternoon, to a 3-year-old girl. So you've got to assess it. You've got to think, okay, who am I talking to? What am I saying? What's good? What's not good? The examples I've given you, not good. Okay? Follow that. Okay, so the next thing is body language. Try not to give off the impression that your arms have got attachment issues and don't like to be away from your sides for too long. Basically, you look really rigid and weird and nobody wants to be friends with the human equivalent of a plank of wood, so avoid that. Yeah, but also don't give off the kind of mad scientist vibe where you're kind of just flinging your arms around looking like you've just attempted interpretive dance for the first time. That's not good either. Basically, you want them to leave thinking, that guy was okay, not, he had really weird arms. Okay, so the next thing is kind of like body language, but it's not, it's facial expressions. What? Okay, so try not to look terrified. I don't know what it is, but for some reason the look of absolute terror on someone's face is a bit of a conversation turn off. So avoid that, but you also don't want to look creepy. Now there are a few ways you can look creepy. There's the intense smile. There's the lack of blinking. Yeah. And the last one is to try not to look aroused, because that's just not okay. That was disgusting, I'm sorry. Okay, so the next one is a big problem for me, and that is shaking hands. I just don't like it. I don't like touching people anyway, so shaking a hand is just no. So basically just try not to look absolutely repulsed by the hand when it comes towards you. I'm not going to be talking about the whole, oh, accidentally grabbed your hand, tried to shake a high five. No, I'm talking about just being utterly repulsed by shaking hands and what to do in that situation. And basically just how to shake a hand not like a weirdo. Does that make sense? I don't know. So step one is to not hand out a limp, lifeless hand, because nobody wants to shake this. And the next thing is to not pull away too early, because then you look weird, because you start pulling their hand. Don't do that. Donald Trump would be the one exception to this, because I swear if you didn't pull away from that guy, he would just shake your hand for the rest of his life. So he's the one exception, okay? But yeah, otherwise, if you start to feel them loosen, take the opportunity and run quick. I mean, if you really don't want to shake someone's hand, the only thing I can suggest is to like just tuck your hands into your sleeves and just leave them there the entire time. And maybe they won't shake your hand because they don't know whether or not you actually have hands, and it would just be quite awkward for them to offer. It might not work, it might, that's the only thing I can think of right now. And you kind of have to hope that they just assume that the mutual friend forgot to tell them that you don't have hands, and they don't ask. One thing you should never do is kind of like whisper an insult to somebody about the person that you've just met. So if you started a new year at school, you got a new teacher and she stood right in front of you, don't whisper to your friend, she looks mean. You might be wondering why I added such a specific rule. That's because this did actually happen, and yes, she did hear me. She kind of said, oh, I look mean, do I? That was kind of Welsh. I think she was Scottish. Can I try that again? Oh, I look mean, do I? Oh, I look mean, do I? Oh, fucking hell, I can't. What? And she kind of said, oh, I look mean, do I? And then my amazing response was, oh no, not you, I meant someone else. So the final thing is topics of conversations that you should just not introduce into a first meeting. And they are diarrhea, incest, genocide, necrophilia, and fetishes. Do not bring these things up in a first meeting because they just won't go down well. I'd say the biggest rule of all is just avoid these and I'm sure you'll be fine. You can ignore the rest of the video, just don't mention these things in a first meeting. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope that helped you. I know it didn't, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. And if you like the video, like the video. If you like me, subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye. My dog really likes your leg. Could you cut it off and feed it to him? Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can do that now. Hi, could you father my children? Oh yeah, I can do that now. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Could you shut the f up?